It's me. You know how like somebody you angry at a kid? I'm a fighter. If I touch you in any kind of way, like boys, I'm gonna hurt you. So it wasn't that. It was just me removing her from that situation that she didn't.
Gervonta Davis has finally spoken out about the lawsuit filed against him and shared the latest on his upcoming fight with Jake Paul. According to Tank, the lawsuit is based on false claims made by one of his ex-partners, who he says is trying to damage his reputation and career.
Is there any like positive reassuring things that maybe you can, in a situation of a fighter who's, the whole world's against them at the moment, and kind of
just stay prayed up, talk to God, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. and keep the faith. That's all that counts. And God will see you through.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Yep. Official statement. Tank mentioned that he's noticed a recurring pattern among his former partners, claiming some of them are now resorting to desperate tactics to get money from him. He said, "Lately, I've seen a trend where a few women I've been involved with in the past try to use different ways to take advantage of me financially. And just like before, it's happening right before another fight." Tank added that the claims are completely false and that he's working closely with his team to clear things up. Before his upcoming match in 2 weeks, he assured fans that the fight will go on as planned and asked for his privacy to be respected during this time.
Mad, and once I seen her, I grabbed her by her neck. I just told her, I grabbed her like I should, like you gotta get out of here type thing. Like, and I probably was wrong for doing that. I was wrong for doing that, but it was so much of it, not me trying to hit her or.
Tank's coach Calvin Ford told USA Today that Gervonta is doing just fine, and that the team was completely caught off guard by the lawsuit. "He's good. Everything's fine," Ford said. "We're just trying to understand what's really going on right now." Jake Paul also reacted to the news, saying that he and his team would look into the situation first to get the full picture before making any decisions. Later, Most Valuable Promotions, MVP, Jake Paul's promotion company, released an official statement to the media. According to MVP, they've already started an investigation into the lawsuit, filed in Miami-Dade County on October 30th, 2025. The company stated that they're gathering information and carefully reviewing everything before deciding their next steps. MVP emphasized that they condemn all forms of violence and are committed to handling the matter responsibly and respectfully. They added that no further comments will be made until the review process is complete. The lawsuit, filed on October 30th by Davis's former girlfriend Courtney Rossell, accuses him of multiple charges, including battery, aggravated battery, false imprisonment, kidnapping, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. According to the complaint, Rossell, who worked as a VIP cocktail waitress at a Miami gentlemen's club called Tootsie's, alleges that on October 27th, Davis entered the club around 4:15 a.m. and physically assaulted her. She claims that Davis choked her, grabbed her forcefully, and dragged her through the kitchen stairwell and out the back exit, before allegedly attacking her again in the parking garage. Rossell further states that she and Davis had been in a private relationship for about 5 months, during which she was allegedly subjected to repeated physical abuse, including 2 separate incidents where Davis reportedly threatened to kill her.
Gervonta Tank Davis did something awful again, and no, it wasn't scheduling another fight with Jake Paul. He beat a woman. Again, and once again, I'm not talking about Jake Paul. If you know Tank Davis, you know he has a lot of run-ins with the law. But this is actually a civil suit over a certain criminal case that was dropped earlier.
According to the lawsuit, on September 2nd, Davis allegedly threatened to kill Rossell after she failed to answer his calls and messages. Later, on September 23rd, Davis reportedly sent her another message saying, "I'll kill you," accusing her of being unfaithful, and then physically assaulted her later that same day at a restaurant called Playa Miami. The filing further states that following the October 27th incident, Davis texted Rosell about an hour afterward, writing, "I'm on my way." Hoya House, which she interpreted as a threat, believing he was coming to harm her again. Rosell claims that the repeated assaults have left her suffering from severe PTSD and that she now lives in constant fear for her safety. The lawsuit also mentions that she has been receiving medical care and therapy for the trauma and now requires help with daily living activities due to the emotional and physical toll.
Movies and dressing up while watching scary bull race. And lo and behold, breaking news. I just saw this here thanks to my agent Neville, who sent me this. Chris Mannix, love you, boy. That was my brother. He posted that Jake Paul is looking.
According to ESPN, neither Most Valuable Promotions nor Davis's team have responded to any inquiries about the status of the upcoming fight. For now, it's complete silence from both sides, a situation that feels all too familiar for Tank's fans, as the boxing world once again waits to see how his latest legal issues will unfold.
Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. This looks really bad for him. While all the details aren't out, we know the details from the original case, which was basically a shut case with a lot of evidence that he did it. That, along with his prior incidents, innocent until proven guilty, but yeah. You know, if you do something.
According to a report by Chris Mannix of Sports Illustrated, Jake Paul's team is now actively working to secure a replacement opponent for the November 14th fight card. Mannix shared the update on X, formerly Twitter, confirming the latest development. Legal troubles surrounding Gervonta Davis have become an all-too-familiar pattern, and the situation stands in sharp contrast to what the WBA lightweight champion said just days ago about being in a better mental and emotional space. If these allegations move forward, they could have serious consequences for Davis, both inside and outside the ring, potentially putting the much-anticipated Paul versus Tank matchup at real risk.
But from my understanding, it's a civil suit. It probably could turn into worse. A woman who is a waitress at a club. So I don't know all the details. You guys can check the details, but
with Gervonta Davis's legal issues putting the highly anticipated exhibition bout against Jake Paul at risk, reports have surfaced that Paul's team is already searching for a new potential opponent. It didn't take long for Ryan Garcia's name to rise to the top of that list. Garcia has had his share of verbal exchanges with the Paul brothers and has even hinted at calling out Jake in the past. However, it's still uncertain whether the Californian star is genuinely interested in taking this unexpected opportunity. Even if Garcia were to entertain the idea, his enthusiasm might have to be restrained, as his promoter, Oscar de la Hoya, reportedly wants no involvement in a potential matchup against Jake Paul. De la Hoya, a former world champion turned promoter, previously collaborated with Paul's company, Most Valuable Promotions (MVP), earlier in June, but seems unwilling to revisit that partnership under the current circumstances.
Times people are going to believe you did it the 7th. So why is this coming up again? Well, now we talk about Jake Paul. There were a lot of theories that the reason the original charges got dropped, despite it being pretty clear that he was going to get convicted, was he convinced her to stop pressing charges so that he can actually schedule this Jake Paul fight. Because it was announced the day after the—
Even if Garcia were interested in stepping in, broadcast obligations make a direct matchup. With Jake Paul a complicated prospect, Oscar de la Hoya's latest update comes amid reports that Garcia may also be planning a comeback fight against welterweight champion Mario Barrios. Speaking directly to reporters, de la Hoya addressed questions about a potential Garcia-Paul fight. Footage shared by Fight Hub TV shows de la Hoya explaining why such a matchup cannot happen. His words: Ryan Garcia fights for DAZN and Jake Paul fights on Netflix. That's the bottom line.
What's up, guys? Happy Saturday. So I wake up to calls from reporters asking me about Jake Paul and Ryan Garcia. Let me just tell you why this fight is not going to happen. Ryan Garcia fights for DAZN and Jake Paul fights on Netflix. I mean, that's pretty much the bottom line. Golden Boy has a contract with DAZN. Ryan Garcia has a contract with Golden Boy. And that's just the way it is. I mean, this is business. You know,
anticipating potential frustration from Ryan Garcia, Oscar de la Hoya emphasized the business side of the situation. He explained that Golden Boy Promotions has a contract with Days In, and Garcia is under contract with Golden Boy, meaning certain rules must be followed. De la Hoya addressed the possibility of Garcia voicing complaints about missed opportunities or blocked fights, saying, "No, you have to follow the law and the rules. That's just how business works." For De La Hoya, the boundary is clear. A DAZN Netflix crossover fight simply cannot happen. However, he also hinted that fans might hear an update on Ryan Garcia's next fight very soon, potentially offsetting disappointment about a matchup with Jake Paul.
He's probably going to rant saying, "Oh, you're keeping me from making money and this and that and fighting." No, you have to go by the law, by the rules. You have a contract with DAZN. You have a contract with Golden Boy. It just doesn't happen that way. So anyway, until next time, we'll see you Saturday for Virgil Ortiz. But again, Ryan Garcia's next fight will be announced.
Looking further into the situation, it seems that discussions are currently ongoing for a potential matchup between Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios. Boxing insider Mike Coppinger reported, Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios are closing in on a deal for a WBC welterweight title fight in the first quarter of 2026, according to sources at Ring Magazine. Officials from Garcia's promoter, Golden Boy, and PBC have been exchanging contracts, as confirmed by insiders. Meanwhile, Most Valuable Promotions issued an official statement regarding the ongoing circumstances. They emphasize that they are collecting facts and reviewing the situation carefully to ensure that any decisions made are informed and responsible. The statement added, "We will determine next steps once our review is complete, and we have consulted with the relevant parties."
What was your take on the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight? What was your opinion on that?
It was all right, you know.
Faking.
It's kind of like what it was.
Mr. Fake.
You know.
If Jake Paul calls you for early next year, is that what you want to do?
Yeah, let's run that.
If Jake Paul and his team are unable to secure Ryan Garcia as a replacement opponent, Anthony Joshua could emerge as another potential option. Earlier this year, Paul had publicly called out the former heavyweight champion. However, recent reports indicate that Joshua may currently be negotiating a potential matchup against Gerald Miller in Ghana. Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis's legal troubles continue to mount. Just 2 months ago, another ex-girlfriend accused him of aggravated battery. In addition, Davis was previously arrested in 2020 and 2022 on allegations of domestic violence and battery, according to a Doral Police Department incident report. One of these arrests came nearly a month after he allegedly assaulted the mother of 2 of his 3 children on Father's Day outside her home in Doral.
You have a contract with Golden Boy. It just doesn't happen that way. So anyway, until next time, we'll see you Saturday for Virgil Ortiz. But again, Ryan Garcia's next fight will be announced by me, who he's fighting, and when he's fighting next.
According to the report, Davis's ex-girlfriend told police that a verbal dispute over personal matters escalated during a visit regarding their children. Davis reportedly had concerns about the sexuality of their son. On June 15th at 5:04 p.m. ET, Davis arrived at her residence to pick up the children. The report states that after placing both children in Davis's car, his ex-girlfriend alleged that Davis struck her on the back of her head with a closed fist and slapped her in the face. She managed to regain custody of the children, which reportedly further upset Davis.
Nigga, where Derek at? I don't know.
You don't like Frank.
What that mean?
I love lemon. I don't like Floyd, motherfucker.
No, you don't. EJ do the trash.
According to the report, Davis allegedly revved the engine of his vehicle in a threatening manner, though his ex-girlfriend was able to remove herself from the situation safely. She later sought medical treatment at a local hospital. The report also notes that there were approximately 10 prior undocumented physical altercations between Davis and his ex-girlfriend. Davis was taken into custody in Miami Beach and transported by the Doral Police Department. Records from Miami-Dade County indicate that Davis was held at Turner, Guilford Knight Correctional Center on a $10,000 bond. But he has since been released. He has a court hearing scheduled for July 29th. Over the years, the star boxer has had multiple run-ins with the law, including domestic violence allegations and traffic-related offenses.